Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Working Man Ron Doyle. Glad to see you back on the channel. I got a little bit of a product review today. I was in search for a stump bucket for a Premier CTX 160 mini skid. Looking for different brands. I came across different things. Very few companies are making them for the mini skid. Most of them are for full-size skid steers. I'm going to do a little walk around this thing and tell you my likes and my dislikes about this thing before you decide to order one. This is a Titian Attachments mini stump bucket with grapple. This was the beefiest one that I've seen. I'd rather have a longer outreach than this one has, but going by the different designs and different manufacturers, this is the one I picked, and I've had my eye on this thing ever since I've got this mini skid, and waiting for the price to come back down. It was right around $999, and that was the going price. The depth of the actual bucket is a 24 in depth from the back of the bucket to the front cutting edge. To the end of the teeth, you've got 31 1/4 on this, and it does have 3 removable pinned teeth. And I like that because chances are I'm going to end up bending or breaking one of them, prying on roots, getting stumps out. But the idea of the grapple portion, after you get the stump rooted up, you can grab the stump itself, give it a violent shake, and try to shake all that dirt off before you take it to the burn pile and get rid of it. But this Titian Attachment model is a STS GRAP. They've got it measured out in kilograms, but it's 123 kilograms. Production date was 2022, second month of 2022. The one thing that I noticed, I got it. It came in a steel shipping crate made out of angle iron. I ended up cutting that apart and put this on the Premier. And the very first thing that I noticed was the fitment of how my mini skid steer fits inside the attachment plate in the back side, and it was a little concerning to me that it had so much slop. I'm afraid to use this without doing a modification that is well needed. I'm afraid there's so much gap on the bottom plate that I'm going to show you that if I use this, I have a feeling I'm either going to bend the pins or shear them off. And I've read in a lot of the YouTube forums for mini skids, people using aftermarket components. They're not saying that, but they're bending and shearing pins, and they're wondering why. Well, foresight on this, I can see this is an issue. Titian Attachments, you got to step up your game on this fitment on this plate. Now, I found a remedy that I'm going to do to correct this is a 1/4 by 2.5 inch flat bar, cut to 23 3/4, welded to the top side of the mounting plate. The inner side of the top of the mounting plate will make the fitment of this 100 times better than what it is right now. I'm going to show you a close-up of how the pins are actually engaging in the slop that you're going to see. Second thing that I noticed, taking this out of the crate, I was going to go ahead and hook it up, not use it, but hook it up where we've only got like a 1/4 inch of engagement. This item was supposed to come with flat face couplers, which ladies and gentlemen, that is not a flat face coupler. That is more of a Pioneer style that you would see on the back of a tractor. So, let's see if I can get these together. They fit together good, Pioneer to Pioneer, male to female. I happen to keep extra couplers with me as I'm using this mini skid, because you always have accidents. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a flat face coupler. That is a male flat face coupler, and that is the female flat face coupler. Also noticing the hose length. These don't match up. And the reason they don't match up, they're the same length of hose. One of the connections on the back of this hydraulic ram is in the back, and the other one's in the front. Well, the difference from this port to this port that's under this protection guard is the distance that you see and the difference in hoses. This is a little bit of a problem because you have a bind in the hookup process. I'm going to go ahead and hook these up. I'm going to relieve the pressure, and I'll show you how they've got a little bit of a kink to them. Now this machine, the low flow hydraulics for the grapple is on the left side. High flow is on the right side. Get you a little closer on this. As you can see, they've got a nice hose wrap going around this. I really like this. It's protected from the back, wrapped around, comes up through here. Now where these hoses are different lengths and my hydraulic couplers are pretty much even, you see a bad kink coming out of this one. So thinking about taking this to a hydraulic shop, cutting this hose a little short of whatever the difference is, and making these marry up, because I don't really want to cut this hose protector back any more than it is. But I would like to see this this bad kink come out of here. And one of my modifications that I'm going to do to this belt guard, where this rides across the top, this is the best for me, and the machine that I'm operating this on is for this to ride across the top. You don't really want it rubbing across these bolts, and you don't want it skipping off the back where you get a pinch point in between here. So I've got a shackle, top link of a shackle chain assembly. I bought this one from Billy Warren Salvage in Greenwood, Delaware. Fairly inexpensive. They're only $3. I'm going to end up welding this to the top side. I'm going to run my hoses through it for hose management. The other modification that I want to do to this is I drilled the holes out just a slight bit larger. I put quick release pins on it. They give you through bolts with cotter pins. I took them out. This is the other side. So one thing, you know, looking at this, drilled this one out, drilled that one out, and drilled that one out. Well, I've got these rings, Billy Warren Salvage, Greenwood, Delaware. I was going to weld these rings right in the center of that pin. So this is a toolless pin removal. I pull the pin on the back side. This will be welded on the front of the pin. I can pull it out. Doing that to this one. Doing that to this one right here. Doing that to that one right there is going to be a little bit of a problem. You can see they put the pinhole, which the bushing on this side is a little longer than the one on that side. I can't weld the pin on this side and pull it through, or this pull loop. So I'm going to have to cut this off, cut this one off, and flip these around so that I can do this modification and having a clamshell lid that is quickly removable. You're going to see where I'm going to start the machine up. I'm going to open this clamshell up all the way, and I'm going to show you the opening width and the closed, and you'll be able to see that this is going to be in the way for some stump bucket removal, and I'm going to need to be able to remove that to get some of my jobs done. So that's going to be in a later video, doing that modification. The next thing that I noticed about this particular stump bucket is this is in the closed position. You can see the rust where it's actually rubbing the paint. This one, I get my finger underneath of it. It is not all the way down. So somewhere in their welding fabrication process, from this side to this side, they are not perpendicular to each other where they're actually touching down on the bucket itself. I'm going to end up grinding some of this one off so that both of these touch at the same time. I did notice when I put it under pressure, got a little bit of a torque coming out of the clamshell lid itself. She wanted to cattywampus just a little bit. So let me remove this crap on the top. Just drop it on the ground. It'll be all right. Give you a little closer look here. All right, we're looking at the bottom side of this. You can see how much gap is compared to my finger. Pretty substantial gap. I don't have any piece of equipment or any attachment for this mini skid that has that size gap. Same thing on this side, as you can see. And she's fully suspended, and I've got a gap up here also on both sides. As you can see. I'll give you a quick shot of the plate. Sorry for the shakiness. Now that we've got this hooked up, I'm going to go ahead and put it on a stand and start this thing up. Show you what this thing will do. Alright, now that this thing is in its open position, I've got 33 1/4. Got 33 1/4 inches of clearance, and that's from the bucket, not the top of the teeth, but the bucket to the bottom of the tine. 33 1/4. Now if you measure to the top of the tooth, which is right here, I'm going to measure this on an angle, like an approach angle. Now you're right at 31. A little over 31 on that one. About 31 and 1/8. She's got a little bit of play. Looks like it's coming out of the pins, so if you were to squeeze around the log, see what you could squeeze on that. Hold this. I'd get 32 out of it, pushing this lid up. The pins on this thing are 1-inch diameter pins, and they're 4.5 inch long. Like I said, there's 3 of them. To be able to remove that clamshell lid, like I said, I'm going to do that modification where I can pull these out, physically take that lead lid off, and then we only have a stump bucket, which I think is going to be a very well needed modification. And to do that to this bucket, we're talking mere dollars. I don't know why Titian Attachments doesn't make that possible. Some of the other manufacturers do. Titian, I guess, decided not to cut costs. Bucket construction, at the base of the bucket, we've got from the top of the teeth measurement, we got a 14.5 from inside the cutting edge, Back of the bucket, we've got right around 19 inches from inside to inside. 1/2 inch thick steel, serrated cutting edges, so when you stab it into the ground, you could pull your loader back and rip the roots, saw the roots in half, or tear them out of the ground. So this part is built pretty solid. She's got a 3/8 by 3 cutting edge on it. That would have been nice to see a 4 by 1/2 inch thick cutting edge, a little on the light side. Most of the steel on this is 1/4 inch. I believe the bottom is 1/4 inch. The upper lead is 1/4 inch. They have a reinforcement plate. Get you in here so you can see that. They've got a reinforcement plate that's welded into the top, and 1/4 inch plate top here. As you can see, they've got some serrated teeth cut into that. The this steel here is 3/8. The clamshell is 3/8 thick. This mounting plate back here is 1/4 inch thick. It's hard to tell what the tubing is, but I did want to show you a little closer pin engagement of what I'm dealing with. That's up there about 1/4 inch. It's not coming out. Almost every attachment that I have, these pins always drop out of the bottom, so you can see it from the operator station that you're engaged. Neither one of these pins I can see. They do not hang out. As you can see, that one's up there a right good bit. But wanted to give you all a better perspective of this stump bucket. If you're thinking about buying one, I probably wouldn't buy one unless you know how to weld and do some modifications yourself. Like I said, this stump bucket was it's been listed for about $1,000. On the crooked side there, listed for $1,000, and this Black Friday that just passed, I caught this thing for $6.99. Sounded like a pretty good deal. There was only 2 reviews online, and one of the reviews, the guy complained that the attachment plate wasn't welded on square to the back of the implement, and it was 3/4 of an inch out. And he took a picture and sent it in, and you could physically see it wasn't lined up right. He didn't have any problem with it because he was going to cut this off and put a full-size skid steer quick attach plate on the back of it. So it wasn't really an issue for him. And I said, well, if there's an issue for $699, I'll deal with it. So I paid $6.99. Had to pay supposedly it's free shipping. They charged me a handling fee, and I don't have the receipt. I'll put the price down at the in the description below this video of actually what I paid for this. But this list for $13.69 right now. Price has been going off. I've got it tagged on Facebook Market or through Facebook advertisings, and this popped up on sale. So I went ahead and bought it. Got it to the house. It arrived in less than a week, which I was real surprised. You know, we're getting ready to go back through the COVID bullcrap thing again, and I just seen it was a good opportunity to go ahead and snag it up and see what it's all about. This video is not going to be demonstrating this particular unit. There's one more thing I want to show you about this that I'm not totally happy with. It's going to be part of my altering and modification. I apologize. It looks like we got a little bit of a gnat issue today. It's a little warm. We're December 2022, so gnats shouldn't be flying now, but here we are. We got a warm winter. I'm gonna go ahead and start the machine up. I'll set this bucket down, and I'm going to show you the angle of this back plate compared to my other attachments. This is not a sharp angle. It's a little bit over a 90, and most of my buckets have at least a 30 to 40, about a 30-degree camber to them. When you go into the bucket and you tip the bucket down, your bucket doesn't hit the front of the machine. This particular attachment, if you're not careful and you've got a person using your mini skid with this stump bucket, and they're not paying attention, chances are you're going to wreck the front of your machine using this attachment. Let me start it up and show you. You're going to get your D-ring, your welded on D-ring on the front, caught up into this stump bucket tooth, and possibly rip the tooth off of this. So I'm going to raise the machine, I'm going to tip it back even further, and I'm going to go down slightly to see how close we get to the hood of this machine. Right here. bad day for that tooth bucket, the tooth on the bucket, and also the D-ring on your machine. I'm going to go ahead and raise it up, lower it down. I'm going to show you the tip back angle, which is not as good. Ladies and gentlemen, that is tip back all the way. You can't get any more tip back angle on this machine. It's as far as it'll go. That's pretty flat. So if you're looking to possibly grab a log, tip it back because of the radius without the clamshell being on it, chances are you're going to have to raise that log up so high in the air to get your angle to cradle that log. You're going to be in a danger zone of having the heavy load too high. I would prefer to have this cambered back to give you a little bit more tipping angle. Wasn't too happy about that, but that's going to be corrected in my modification. I might do a video of that. If y'all are interested in doing that, seeing how I do the modification, give me a comment down at the bottom of this. So, ladies and gentlemen, this video is getting a little bit long. Hopefully you all like the video presentation of the Titian Attachments mini skid steer stump bucket. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. Press that like button, I appreciate it. And consider subscribing to my channel for future videos on electrical work, equipment use, and modifications. I love doing them. Look, y'all have a wonderful and blessed day, and Merry Christmas to you all. God bless.